This looks like a guy that Vader could never lie to. Welcome back to another unboxing symposium review. Today we'll be taking a look at a character from a legendary video game series, The Force Unleashed 1 and 2. This is Lord Starkiller by Hot Toys. He's labeled as a Legends character, as he should because he is a legend. I still have hope that we're going to see a third game someday, but let me know what you think about this figure in the comments and tell me your favorite scene from any of the games. Personally, I'm a big fan of the moment when you're pulling down that Star Destroyer. Now let's get into the unboxing. As you all know, every good unboxing must start with the box. As usual for Star Wars figures, it's basically just a black box, but we do get a cool image of the figure up top here. This is actually the Sideshow exclusive version, so I did manage to get that coin. There's a Star Wars logo right here, another picture of the figure on that wraparound banner. This is VGM63 Lord Starkiller from Legends, 6 scale collectible figure. This is part of their video game masterpiece series, and we have Hot Toys right there. Rolling to the side, we have another beautiful image of the figure right there. He's just waving at me or trying to crush me with his hands, one of the two. And along the back, of course, we have a bunch of words that you can pause and read if you want, and a little Disney sticker. Then rolling to the other side, we can just see the rest of that wraparound banner and his hand also trying to give me a high five or crush me. Then rolling to the top, this just says Star Wars. Now let's go ahead and bust this thing open. Let's start by taking this top off. Nice and gentle. Yeah, there we go. And then we have that slip cover with some beautiful imagery of the figure. Let's slide that out. You see that nice red background with the Imperial cog right there, and the figure's dual wielding his lightsabers. I don't remember him dual wielding until the second game, so I guess this kind of fits both games now. You can have him using one lightsaber or two, depending on the look you're going for. Let's move that out of the way. Yes, this already looks good. I see him hiding in there under all that plastic. And there is my gold coin. Excited for that. We'll take a close look at the accessory section because I think the light's probably blowing it out. Well, let's go ahead and take out his many lightsabers. Taking a close look at that, there are a bunch of sabers in here. These all go around his belts. This is the DLC skin, so it wasn't really in the main game. Definitely play those DLCs. They're pretty fun. Not really canon anymore, because, you know, I don't think Lord Starkiller went around killing Luke or Obi-Wan or anything like that. But it's very awesome. Now we can go ahead and slide the figure box out. Set that down here and pop the top off. There we go. Loosened up all the sides. Now we can just slide that off. Let's just take a look at him. Pull him on out here. He's got some plastic on his head. Remove that. He looks very good. Hold him sideways for you. I believe his suit is like a nylon, not a pleather, and it doesn't really feel like pleather, so that is a big plus. His suit looks a little like Vader's, especially with that helmet look, which I do like because, of course, he was Vader's apprentice before he... You know, there's multiple endings to the game, so whichever one you picked, he did something. But for this DLC suit, he went full Lord Starkiller and just wiped out everybody. Yeah, this is looking awesome. There's a few more things in the box, but unboxing wise, we are done. I'm gonna go ahead and lay all these out and we'll take a closer look. All right, this is gonna be a fun section. He comes with a ton of different lightsabers. They're mostly for his belt, but you can technically give it to him. We'll have to check that out. Up first, though, a very boring accessory. These little light box pieces. They're not really called light box, I meant junction box, but this is basically what you plug stuff into so you can light up his lightsaber. You get the two pieces, one for the crotch grabber and one for his belt if you want to hang it off there. These are okay. It's nice to include them so you can actually light up his lightsaber, but not great. I do like that it's USB-C, but yeah, not gonna use these. Then we have the extra wrist pegs. Let's hope I don't need them. And let's real quick look at this base. Actually, I am a fan of the color on it, actually. This looks very good. It's kind of a brown rather than that kind of normal silver gray or even black that the usual Star Wars ones come with. And this one, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see how it's kind of hollow on the bottom. So it's like an actual platform. This is cool. It also, you can see, says, let's see, yeah, Star Wars Lord Starkiller Legends. Now you can see at that angle. Let's go ahead and grab the crotch grabber. Nothing too exciting, just a usual black one. And let's peg it in. This one's a little different. It actually slots in one of these and then kind of hooks in. Let's see how we do this. Okay, so yeah, this one's a little different. You have to angle it back into the slot and then, yeah, just angle it forward. Slots in pretty easily. It's just in there now. Oh yeah, so didn't have to watch me suffer too much. Now let's check out this little coin. If I can get this coin at an angle where the light's not blowing it out, this is pretty awesome. It says Lord Starkiller and then Galactic Empire down there. And we have a nice little embossed picture of the figure, just kind of elevated. think embossed is the right word. We'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. Then on the back, it just says Star Wars and Hot Toys Limited. The coin is gold. I know there's some red ones out there. I don't know if Starkiller gets a red one, but yeah, the one I have is gold. Now let's look at his hands. He doesn't come with a ton of hands. There's 2 on the figure, 3 here, so 5 total. There's 1 extra right one and then 2 extra left hands. Let's grab this one and take a look. You can see these claws, these like blades, they're very pokey, so be very careful if you're doing something with them. Definitely don't sit in your chair and accidentally sit on it. These are very nicely detailed. You can see all the kind of like folds and stuff in the gloves. And then on this side, it's, yeah, nice little sculpted plastic you can feel. And the tips of his fingers are actually brown, the ones that have the blades on them. This is a very nice looking hand. Just, yeah, be careful with the blades. Don't poke yourself, don't break them. These hands are very unique and very nice. So you get this kind of more force push, gripping, squeezing type of hand. Then there's a pair of lightsaber holding hands. And on the figure, he has 2 kind of relaxed-ish style hands. I don't know how relaxed Starkiller is, but yeah, he's got those ones. Let's now look at his lightsabers. We'll look at the regular non-light up one first. This is his Lord Starkiller lightsaber. You can see that nice grip, which actually, I can't tell if that feels a little rubbery or not. I don't think so. I think it's all molded, sculpted plastic, but yeah, that's nice. Not too stabby on this one, but definitely suits his hands very well. This one is cool, but let's check out the blades in it. Let's grab one of these blades and just peg it in here. I do want to test to see if all the lightsabers can have the blades pegged in them, just for fun, in case anyone wants to display them with other types. I actually do like how these blades look. They're pretty red, which is nice because I never really used the light up feature. Sometimes they look a bit pink, but these ones are pretty nicely saturated. I'll set this one down with the blade in it. And actually, let's check out the light up feature. So you can't see it too well with the lights on, but his blade is now lit up. Let's actually dim the lights on down here. Yeah, you can see the blade a little bit better now. As usual, you can see it's more lit near the tip and the base, so it doesn't look amazing. It looks better in person because over in the camera, it looks a little orange actually, but yeah. It's there if you want it. I'm glad they give it to you, but if you don't want it, you don't have to use it. And while we're at it, let's just peg in one of these more action-y style blades, swooshing blades. What I did just notice now, if I could keep it on camera, is you want to be careful using the swooshing blade because these little pieces that stick up, I kind of bumped it a little, so just be careful not to twist it in there and pop any of these off or break it. Yeah, that would be tragic. But now you can kind of see it just lights up similar to the other one. And if you display them with this, you can have them swooshing it around. Now for the fun part, trying to guess whose lightsabers these are. This first one is actually, I believe this is the one that he's supposed to use when he's dual wielding, but it actually comes with a little chain already attached. So you can put on his belt if you want, but when he dual wields, this is his, I think this is his original lightsaber. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think this is Starkiller's first version of his lightsaber and he can dual wield with it. So when you do want to dual wield, you have him holding this one, of course, as his primary and this one as his secondary. Yeah, looking at that detail, I am so glad Hot Toys didn't really skimp on these blades he has around his belt. You can see it's a bit open, so you can see that kind of gold detail in there. And then, yeah, that's a nice looking blade. The only downside is if you have him dual wield, it's going to have this little hook hanging off of it. Kind of stinks, but I guess it's not the end of the world. Then next, I think, is this Koda's blade? The guy who goes blind in the game? That hopefully isn't a spoiler. Hopefully all of you kind of know the games. If you haven't played the games yet, definitely go play them. I absolutely love those games and I really want a third one. So if you haven't played it yet, definitely check it out. There is a bit of green. This is like a fabric material. I actually really like that. It's like a green fabric right up there. It meshes really nicely with that wood grain texture of his actual saber. I'm a big fan of when sabers look like they're made out of wood or other materials and just metal. So this is actually probably my favorite of the group. So now let's grab this next one. This one is a saber. Yeah, this one's actually got me a little stumped. I can't remember the name, but I think there's a dude who has like a spear type lightsaber, like saber, if I could talk. And that's why this end looks like that. So it like attaches his spear and then the end lights up. Is it yellow? Maybe something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure, but definitely remind me of what this one is. It's pretty nicely detailed. You can see a little bit of weathering, but it's mostly just a black with some very nice molding. And now the dual sabers. Dual is in there chained together. They probably chain these ones together because they don't want you really using them because they're actually specific to Maul and I think Vader. Yeah, this looks like Vader's. So this first one is half of Maul's. You can see it's a little kind of broken there. And yeah, that's definitely Maul's. Has that kind of triangle design. So this one I'm like 100% I got right. This one looks nice. It looks very cool. Of course, Hot Toys has made Maul's before, so molding wise, they probably just use that. And same with this, because it looks like it's just Vader or Anakin's lightsaber. Also looks very nice with all that detail in there. And starting with these two real quick, let's see if you can peg these in all of them if you do want to use them for whatever you want. So yes and no. So unless you force it, this one actually doesn't go into Maul's, so no on that one. Also similar to Maul's, this one's kind of a no, but it kind of holds in there, so this one's going to be a maybe. Yes on Koda's. That one, yeah, that's a nice saber. And as expected, considering it's the one you're supposed to dual wield with, yes on Starkiller's original saber. Yeah, he's pretty light on the accessories, so that's actually everything. All the sabers are just sitting off to the side. I'm going to put them all on his belt in the figure overview section. I'm not going to do a montage of me doing it because it's just slotting the little pieces on the belt. So I'm going to put them on and then let's take a look at them. All right, so as you can see, he actually is missing his skirt right now. I did have to take that off. That's a little interesting back there. I took it off because that's actually how you get the sabers on. So let me show you that. As you can see here, all the sabers are on. This is the order it goes in. So if you want to follow along, if you're having a little trouble figuring out how they go on, just follow this. The one that's a little more confusing is the Maul Vader combo here because they're a little more attached. So they're kind of overlapping. But yeah, that's the way they go on. Just wanted to show you that in case you're struggling a little. Of course, be careful when putting his belt back on, but it just easily Velcros right in the back right here. So now you can see all the sabers along his belt. These just hang pretty nicely back there. I'm a pretty big fan of that. They just kind of hang there, not really molded or anything into the suit, so they're a little flexible. So for posing, they're not going to get in the way of his legs or anything like that. And he even has a little hook here for his standard saber, because the standard one has a little hook, not carabiner, but yeah, something like that, just a hook on his belt. That just goes right here. Try and do it on camera, so don't judge. Oh yeah, that was easy. I'm a pro. So now he is all lightsabered up. He has so many along his belt. It looks very nice. I'm a huge fan of that. But now, can't just talk about the belt, so let's actually look at the figure a little more in detail. He has a gorgeous helmet. This looks so good. You can see the damage on it, and yeah, his saber fell off the belt, that's fine. There's a little bit of like damage. It's kind of bronzish gold in a way. Looks very good. Then all that sculpted detail along the sides, and I love all the battle damage on it. He has been messing Force users up, and you can tell. Even along the back here, his shoulder pads have a bunch of damage, discoloration. There's a little red light there. Then his back, it looks like a bit of a spine going down, but that's just like some molded, probably back armor or support or something for him. And this here is a little support system. I can't remember what happens to him if he needs like a support system like Vader has, but yeah, he has some sort of thing like that on the back. Looks very nice, very well detailed. And of course his little Wookiee braid. I believe this is a Wookiee braid. It looks kind of like what the Jedi apprentices would use, but I believe it's a Wookiee braid, kind of like what Boba Fett had on his outfit. Then moving over to the arms, these, I love the detail in here. It's nylon, so it feels very nice, and then it's not gonna really flake on you because it's not pleather. And look at those cables that just kind of connect to his forearm armor and then just go up into the suit there. That looks so nice. And they're a little soft, so you don't have to worry about damaging them too much, hopefully. There's a bunch of sculpted detail along his forearm armor. You can see all the little chipping and weathering in there. His suit is very messed up, in a good way, of course, because it's all just weathering. And yeah, we already talked about his hands. The front of the suit is very nice, more nylon sculpted armor piece along here. Also nicely weathered, and I love the kind of detail. It's funny, it reminds me of a leaf, but yeah, definitely not a leaf. Going back to his belt, you can see these buttons here. He has some of them pushed in. Don't know what they do, but he's making some of them useful. And yeah, this here, I'm just going to pretend this is his audio. So it's like in his helmet, he has like an audio system, you know? So yeah, this is where he turns up the volume, you know? He can control his bass, treble, mids, yeah, whatever he needs. Then here, protecting the most important part is his crotch armor. And the legs are that nice nylon material. The detail is very good. It's like a little folded, little wrinkled, that's the word. This is a very nice undersuit, and you're going to get a lot of articulation out of it because of that. Let me just Yep, I was correct. And now along his sides, he has this kind of skirt. The back one has this cool logo or symbol. I can't remember what it is. Definitely remind me. Mine is ripped a little. No, I'm kidding. That's just weathering. There's some nice little weathering there. Be careful though, because if someone gets snagged in there and pulls, you probably were going to damage his skirt. Even at the bottom here. Looks like he was on fire or something. Something tore this thing up. But his skirt is actually wired. So up here, there's some wires. And then along the sides, there's some wires. So his little two side skirt pieces and the top of his back one is all nicely wired. So you can have it blown off in the wind or something like that. Then moving down to his boots. They're that kind of split cut design, so you can rotate his ankles freely. They are a little more restricted because this little bottom part here. But yeah, I feel like you're going to be good whenever you pose them. But I just have to say real quick, this figure looks magnificent. I love every little detail put into him. Starkiller and the Force Unleashed games are awesome. Definitely go check them out. If you haven't played them already, then I don't know what you're doing. Go play them right now. And then, of course, pick up this figure. I am so excited to pose him, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so to be honest with you all, I kind of poked myself a few times taking his hands off, trying to get the lightsabers in his hands. I'm hoping my pain is a lesson for you, so be very careful trying to swap out the lightsabers and hands on this figure. He's a fighter. Yeah, he does not want you touching him too much, so he's gonna poke the heck out of you. So yeah, be very careful. I don't want the posing section to be too long this time. He doesn't have a ton of accessories, and usually if there's a lot of accessories, that's why it's a longer section. So the first pose, he's just dual wielding his sabers. He's using the swooshing style blade, just swooshing them in there real quick. I personally do not want to display him with the dual lightsabers. It looks good, I will admit, and there's a bunch of cool poses you can do. But I feel like just one saber is gonna be what you want to go for. I already have an idea for the next pose, so let's just get into that one. Yeah, this is another very cool pose. I just have him kind of holding his lightsaber upside down, kind of near the middle of his chest, kind of straight down-ish, but slightly off center because no one's going to be holding something perfectly straight. Let's be real. He looks cool here. He's just kind of, I guess we could say he's staring down a rebel base or just giving someone a stare down, scaring them. He looks very menacing in this pose. I tilt his head forward. The wind blowing his little skirts off. Well, I guess he doesn't sound too menacing calling it a skirt, but yeah, he looks so good. This figure looks awesome. Just, yeah, everything you can do with him. I'm going to get him in one last pose here, and then I'll be talking about my final thoughts. Just wow. I cannot get over how good this figure looks. This right here is my pose. That is what I have to display him with in the display. At least for now, of course, we like to repose at times, but this figure demands presence. Let me just give you my final thoughts real quick. Buy this figure. There are multiple Legends figures coming out. I know there's Revan, who's already out. Looks like they're actually coming out as a light side Revan, based on some other product photos. Then I know there's Malgus, Nihilus, and yeah, probably some others I'm forgetting. From the dark side, I should say. If you played and enjoyed The Force Unleashed, check this figure out. If you don't buy them, then I kind of understand, because I wish we had an unhelmeted version so we could have that Sam Witwer likeness on them. So if you're waiting for that version, which may never come, unfortunately, then do that. But I'd say buy this one. Even if you end up having two Starkillers, a unhelmeted and a helmeted, then that works. Because honestly, if they make an unhelmeted one, I'm going to buy that one too. I am in love with the way this figure looks. He came out so well. All the lightsabers on his belt, just adding to that menacing appearance that he's just slaughtered all different types of Jedi. And not even Jedi. He has Vader's saber on there, Darth Maul's. He has just been destroying people. I know this is a DLC suit, so it's not going to be for everyone, like I was saying, but I'd say go for it. Get this figure if you can. You don't have to get the special edition. It's just a gold coin. It's honestly, I don't want to say pointless, because there's some people who like collecting them, but I'm going to say it's kind of pointless. You don't really need to get the special edition if you don't want to spend the extra money or can't find anywhere for retail. A coin is cool, but it's a coin. The real thing you want is this figure. He's amazing. Be careful with him because he's a little pokey. He likes fighting back, but Yeah, buy them. I do hope you enjoyed this video, so make sure to give it a like and definitely subscribe to the channel for much more 6 scale stuff. I'm having fun over here showing off my collection, my figures, everything, so I really want you to subscribe and join me on my collecting journey. Let's have a discussion about this figure in the comments though. So go down there, tell me your thoughts about them. I'll definitely get back to you. We'll have a little discussion down there. We'll talk about the good, the bad, maybe even your favorite parts of the game, your hopes for The Force Unleashed 3, stuff like that. And another thing I should mention, I do have kind of like that Force Unleashed Vader coming, the battle damage one. That one is going to look awesome, and it is going to look so good next to this guy. I'm so excited to get this figure in my display, so I'm going to wrap this up here. I am looking forward to talking to you all again very soon, maybe even down in the comments if you want to talk to me. So until next time, stay 6 scale.